And developing tonight, we've learned that someone in Maricopa County has the dangerous new strain of coronavirus from Wuhan, China.
The patient had recently returned from Wuhan, according to health officials. They spoke with us today, and they say that this person is an adult with connections to ASU.
That was our message to you 2 years ago today. That was our first confirmed case of coronavirus right here in Arizona.
And since then, it's been an exhausting, often scary and uncertain couple of years. Whitney Clark spoke to a nurse and public health experts today and is joining us with a look at everything that has changed. I mean, pretty much nothing's the same.
Yeah, so much, right? It's kind of hard to put really into words what the coronavirus pandemic has been like, really impacting every aspect of our lives. For those who have been on the front lines in our hospitals, some feel exhausted and are in disbelief that this is where we are. I caught up with a nurse today that we first introduced you to in 2020. She barely survived COVID, but is now back to a job she calls her calling.
So the CDC says if you haven't already bought an N95 mask, don't, because they're trying to keep those for the medical professionals.
From emerging mask guidance in the early days of the pandemic to the massive COVID-19 vaccination site at State Farm Stadium and military flyovers in honor of healthcare workers. COVID-19 dominating headlines, and when we told you the story of Jane Most, it was by all accounts a miracle.
The hum of this machine now follows her everywhere she goes.
Arizona's family introduced you to the Valley nurse in September 2020. Jane caught COVID months earlier and was put on a ventilator and ECMO for a week, at one point given a 50-50 chance of survival.
You know, I maybe went through hell to come out the other side, but luckily I came out pretty good.
Getting a glass of water was once a challenge, but today she's back to 12-hour shifts at the hospital. Her coworkers tired and traumatized by constant death.
It just seems sometimes never ending. Like when you think you're catch your breath and things are good, then another little surge comes.
Despite the ongoing challenges in the hospital, Jane cannot picture doing anything else. Grateful for her colleagues who saved her life.
Any nurse that's still working is there for the patient. I'm there because I love it.
Jane even squeezed in some time to talk to Arizona's family through Zoom on Wednesday. She's exploring Tucson with a friend, using every moment of the second chance she was given.
Tomorrow is never promised. And, after going through what I did, I take every opportunity that I can to live a safe, healthy life as best as I can.
Well, coming up tonight at 9, right here on 3 TV, 2 years ago, little was known about how COVID spread. Hear from public health experts about the emerging data on the virus and what big questions they still have.